What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFleur. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video, man. We got something pretty good today, man. We got another court hearing, man. And this time we got it's sick, man. This system is so sick, man. When it comes down to men trying to get the custody of their children, the fact that you have men who are actively trying to be in their children's life and they still have to pay up day in and day out. But just when you thought, okay, they are already stealing enough money from me, like I should be able to live now. That ain't enough. Because in this situation, man, you have a father here who is back in court for child support, right? Now he's paying his child support. He is paying his child support. 9 times out of 10, he's paying it on time. But here's the issue here, right? The issue is they are saying, hey, you're going to need to pay up some more. Now, we've seen this before, man, when we had this video of this father going through this exact same situation where he's saying, yo, listen, y'all trying to take money away from me that at this point, I'm not even going to have to sustain for myself. All my money is going to be going to her. How am I going to live? And then when these kids come over, what place are they going to have to be able to lay their head down there?
How am I to support my children? I barely make $2,600 take home after I pay Amy and the courts and everything else. And now on top of it, I'm gonna have $1,100. My rent is $1,000. Like I just don't understand how, and that's why I got so upset. And I do apologize. But everything that's came out of her lawyer's mouth is to belittle me and make me look like I'm not a good father, and I am. She literally, she's an RN or an LPN, Your Honor, and she has not worked in 3 years. I understand that she has another child, but that child is not my responsibility whatsoever. I take care of my 2 children, and I struggle doing it, but I do it. She's taken my kids from me to where I can't talk to them, so I had to file a motion. I filed the motion. I'm doing everything as a father. And it just keeps taking and taking and taking. She has a husband that she can rely on. I have nobody. I had me. And it's frustrating. So yes, I did get a little, my mouth gets the best of me sometimes, but I'm trying. And it went from $650, I'm paying $722, plus I pay $135. I have my kids on my insurance. So on top of that, it's going up almost double. And I barely make it as it is. So, I mean, I don't know what to do. I mean, obviously, this is probably going to happen. I'm going to have to pay double. But I don't understand. Like, how am I supposed to support myself? You said that it's to support my children, but at the same time, I can't support them if they don't have a place to live when they come see me. I'm working now. I make $21 an hour. I work 48 hours a week, barely work any overtime. I drive an hour from my home. I drive 2 hours to go get my kids every other weekend. I didn't fight her on living in Ohio. I didn't fight her on none of that. But here I am. She's fighting me on everything. Everything. From a woman that is wanting to support her kids but doesn't have a job. She's relying on her husband and my child support. It makes zero sense. I have no problem paying the $722 plus $135. That's what I feel that I should pay. And when my kids come, sir, we don't just sit at home. We go out to eat. We do things. We do activities. I buy them stuff. We have fun. And I'm not going to be able to do none of that.
I mean, just taking the man's money. I mean, the dude said he had to go get another job, and they're still saying, okay, well, hey, according to the formula, you got to give up some bread. So now you have this situation where the father has to give up some bread, not because he had another job, but because he's working overtime, right? So he's working overtime, right? So now guess what the judge is saying? Hey, well, listen, it doesn't matter that you're working overtime. Here in the formula, it does not exclude overtime. So that means, hey, we can take some of that overtime money. The child support formula does not exclude us taking away money from you making overtime. Let's go ahead and look at this video.
What you're considering is overtime.
Well, support is based on income from which support could be paid. It doesn't differentiate or say that.
Well, I'll tell him to quit working overtime. I mean, he's working overtime so he can afford something. Overtime is optional. If he wants to spend his time working instead of sitting in a bar spending money, Why should, that matter?
I'm just saying that the support formula doesn't exclude specifically overtime pay.
I understand.
All income from which support could be paid, all available income to both parties. And
So you want him working, because he literally almost doubles his income on overtime and the bonus, which is a reimbursement of his medical for the children.
It's just sad that the father just has to sit there, man, and just allow another man to speak on his behalf. It's just sad that that has to happen when you have people talk about compassion. We have women talk about compassion, but they will put men through this. It's just sad that he has to sit there and listen to all of that. Secondly, the video that I was showing y'all before this one, like they mirror each other. Every time they get $1, some of that has to go to his baby mama and to the courts, right? It's not just the baby mama. It has to go to the baby mama and the courts, because the government, somebody said in the comment system that, the judicial system and this, that, and the third. Once again, people understand that the government controls everything that goes on around here. So to sit over here and think that, oh, well, you know what, hey, the government doesn't have a hand in this, the government doesn't have, anytime you gotta pay up for taxes or for child support, the government has a hand in it, period. Sad thing about it is every time these men make money, they have to give it up. And it's like, it's forcing these men into a corner, right? To where a lot of these men are saying, I'm not even going to pay this. I'm not even going to pay this. So then they end up becoming broke. They end up becoming poor, right? And what we're going to see, what are we going to be seeing? Well, there's a reason why a lot of y'all men are broke. There's a reason why a lot of y'all men who have kids, y'all can't sustain yourselves and this, that, and the third, because you literally have women stealing money from men. And y'all just sit up here and these, like I said, it's a lot of these women contradict themselves. You're going to sit up here and say, y'all men are broke, but then turn around. The same women who are sitting over here saying that these men are broke, that their baby daddies are broke, these are the same women men that are abstracting money from these men. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. And then when these men cannot make the payments, they go to jail, yada, yada, yada. Statistics starts to happen. Then we start having women push the narrative. Then these men can't even take care of their own kids because these men are just having the kids all over the damn place. These men, look, my baby father can't even take care of his kid. Well, how much money are you getting from him child support? He gives me 150. He can barely even make that. Well, I mean, there's your issue right there. Everybody's struggling just like you. But guess what? He has to pay not only his rent, his car note, gas, bills. He got to pay you, right? He got to pay you. And it's sad. And then a lot of guys say, I don't even want to pay it at all. Then they're on the run, right? And then you then start allowing these women to have the narrative that, oh, y'all don't even want to take care of y'all kids. Like, you got the man not even paying child support and not even taking care of his kid. Well, of course, he's not going to want to be around his kid. Understand, he's not going to be around his kid because he's ducking child support, right? It's just sad that they back you into a corner. It's just sad that they back you into a corner. It's never a woman having to pay up. It's always a man having to pay up. And then you're taking this man's overtime money, the money that he is making in overtime, you're going to take that. He is choosing to do that. So therefore, I mean, he's saying, okay, man, listen, child support is killing me. So how about this? I do a little bit of overtime. They can still take their money and I can still make make enough for me so I can take care of myself. Then the government and the baby mama said, hey, he's making more money, so I think we should take a little bit more. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing here? Like, we just abusing the system at this point. I mean, look, man, y'all do me a huge favor. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel, man. Y'all let me know, man. What do y'all think about this?